Do 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 do. Do 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 do. This is Dina's vlog. Do 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 do. Wisconsin vacay coming at ya. Hey guys, my name is Dina Marie Rodriguez, and I am a full-time hand lettering artist and teacher and product maker and a bunch of other really cool things living in Portland, Oregon. And I just got back from a really amazing family vacation over in Wisconsin. And as you can tell, I got a new haircut. You like it? 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 I like it. I think it's cute. Boing. I got a haircut and I decided to chop all my fucking hair off because I've been bleaching it all these different crazy colors for the past 5 years, and I don't know if you know this, but bleach is super bad for your hair. You shouldn't bleach your hair more than a few times. Your hair will fucking fall out and it will be dry and it's gross. Just don't do it. So I cut it all off and now it's healthy and I think I work it. I think it works. I think I can rock it. 10 days in Wisconsin. They were very packed and full of amazing things, and I'm very happy to be home. There's nothing quite like a trip away from your home to make you appreciate where you come from. During this vacation, it's kind of weird like calling it a vacation. I feel like every time you go to see family, it's always more hectic and you don't really get any time to relax. So I feel like I've never even had a vacation, but this trip, let's call it a trip. We took a trip to Wisconsin to visit Rick's family. The main reason we went was because we have a new addition to the family. Rick's only sister, his younger sister, Jess, just recently had her first baby, a little girl by the name of JC. JC, if you know what YouTube is in the future, if YouTube you don't got a business, I'm your Aunt Dina, hi. It's not official yet, but I am engaged to your uncle and hope to be your aunt very soon. So let's talk about the travel, like what it takes to actually get from Portland, Oregon to Crivus, Wisconsin. It takes 3 flights. So we ended up having to go from PDX to San Francisco to Chicago and ended up chartering a plane to then a place called Ironwood, Wisconsin. Now this plane was like an 8-seater. It was super tiny. It was really cool to like check it out. Me and Rick both kind of looked at each other and were really excited to get on this plane. And we were happy to say that out of all of the flights we had to take that day, it was the one with the most legroom. So that was pretty cool. So we arrive in Ironwood and get to check out Rick's mom's boyfriend / kind of husband's house, which was definitely like a hunting cabin. It was completely decked out in like bear skins and deer heads and camouflage bed sheets. It was definitely on point. It was beautiful out there, very secluded. Everyone there, it's not like in the city where you have just a bunch of houses right on top of each other. Everyone has at least a few acres around their home, tons of privacy. It was definitely a white Christmas. To be able to see the deer kind of come in and get fed in the morning was really beautiful. I think at one point I wasn't able to capture it, but we had like over 20 deer just in the front yard. It was really cool. Just like gallop, 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 munch, 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 munch. Oh, it was so fucking beautiful. You don't see that shit in the city, dude. So aside from visiting Jess to see her new baby, we also went to Wisconsin because we're thinking about moving there. Now, we're actually thinking about going to Madison, Wisconsin, which I would say is more of like a city, like a bigger city that's in Wisconsin. And I was kind of blown away. It's like this little strip of land that's surrounded by a body of water on either side, almost kind of like a little island. And it was just filled with buildings and stores and city, and it was way bigger than I thought it was. I think Madison's actually way bigger than Portland, Oregon. And just being able to check out like the Capitol building and just what all the buildings look like. Got to talk to some of the people, get a vibe for it. And then we had to kind of find our hipster home to make sure that, you know, our values would align with the community and just to feel like we could take a little piece of Portland and put it in Madison. And we found this one street called Williamson Street. And that felt the most like home. Tons of graffiti on the walls, really cute boutique restaurants and stores, lots of craft and art boutiques, which is really nice. Seeing, you know, that they had like vegan and vegetarian options for food, which was nice because in the more rural parts of Wisconsin, it's just a lot of cheese and meat. So it was nice to get some veggies in my system. And it was just so very cool to check out Madison. Like, we got such good vibes from it, and I think we might actually try to move there next July if everything works out. And me and Rick definitely have big plans if we do decide to move to Madison. I mean, at first we're gonna have to start slow, where we're going to go ahead and, get an apartment, and I will actually have an official off home location studio. But eventually we would love to open up a co-working space, just because Madison doesn't have a lot of those kinds of communities there. And although it's kind of like the budding of a creative community, I really like the idea of, instead of being in Portland where it's so saturated as a creative community, what if I went to a new place and helped create that creative community? And that's really interesting to me. So after Madison, we go ahead and we go to Crivets, which is where Rick grew up. I think it's like population of 1,000 people. It's very small. They have one stoplight. We grew up very differently. I grew up in a big city in Fort Lauderdale, and he grew up in a very, very tiny town where everyone knows your name in Crivets. So we went there to see Jessie and the new baby, and I have to tell you, JC is the most, I mean, I'm sure everyone says this about new babies and their family, but she's just the most adorable little baby girl. She was like really quiet and sweet, and she was only a few weeks old when I was taking videos of her, and and then we actually caught her first smile. Maybe it was like I'm pooping smile, and you have to clean it up smile, but it was still her first smile nonetheless. So cute. I want a baby. No, I don't. I want a baby. No, I don't. Shh, don't tell Rick. So 2 days before Christmas is actually Rick's birthday. He turned 28, I think. Now, this might sound a little crazy, but me and Rick's favorite sushi place in the entire world is actually in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Now, that's a lofty thing to say. I'm from Fort Lauderdale, from the coast. I've gone to California, had sushi where they literally made it right in front of me, and just caught it that day. But still, to this day, the best sushi I've ever had is this little place in Green Bay. Treated Rick, and he got to hang out with his best friend and cousin and a couple other friends from high school, and just and it's such a fancy place in Green Bay too. You get these really cool fancy cocktails and just really cool and elaborate fucking delicious sushi rolls. We had such a good time. I think it was definitely the highlight of our entire trip. And I don't know, me and Rick we definitely grew a lot closer during this trip.
Happy birthday, Rick. It's your birthday. One birthday kiss. Two birthday
I'm not
kisses.
doing this
All the
28
kisses.
times.
Yes, you are. I love you.
I think it made it all real that we were engaged, and started to talk about wedding plans and moving and being close to the family, and it all just felt right. Oh man, I'm telling you, my Christmas was like a freaking Christmas card, okay? Now, growing up, my parents got divorced when I was really young, and I never really got the chance to have a lot of family all around me for Christmas. It was always separated by either my mom or my dad, and I've never even been in the same room with my parents unless it was like college or high school graduation. So to be surrounded by all these different types of family, the family that I've chosen through Rick and his family, it was truly magical for me. And it was snowing outside, and all the gifts around the tree with like the perfectly adorable like Labrador and Siberian Husky dogs in the house. It was just so picturesque for me. The new baby here, it just felt really good. Speaking of family, a Christmas miracle happened this year, was the fact that, so my parents just don't get along very well. They fight, they bickered, they definitely got divorced for a reason. But due to two sad things, a happy thing happened. My mom was diagnosed with lung cancer and unfortunately had to be taken to the hospital this month because she just couldn't breathe. And she went to the hospital. She was really scared. This was like right before I was, supposed to make my trip to Wisconsin. So I was really torn. Like, should I cancel? Should I go to Florida? And then my dad was in trouble. He was trying to get into a new apartment with his wife, Yomi, and it wasn't ready until like the second week in January, and they had no place to live. So my mom needed help because she was now going to be on oxygen and couldn't travel or do anything. And my dad needed a place to stay. So my dad and his wife actually stayed with my mom and helped her out, and she gave them a place to stay, and This blew me away. My parents, my beautiful, beautiful parents, were actually in the same house for Christmas. And it was beautiful, but and sad because I wasn't there with them. But it gives me so much hope, and I'm not going to get emotional. It just gives me so much hope that their relationship can be brought back together in a way where we could actually feel like a family, even though they're not married anymore. And it was just really cute. Like, my dad even sent me all these videos of their Christmas, and although you can tell it's a little awkward.
Because this is Christmas, all us gathered to eat. The arroz, and finally myself. I don't know if I came out, but it's me. Hey Dina, hi honey, we love you a lot. We gotta eat. So bye-bye.
You can tell that there's still a lot of love in the room. And I think, I'm proud of them. So since my mom's been on oxygen, she's been feeling a lot better. Mom, I don't know if you will ever know how to use the internet, and that's okay. But if you ever see this, just know that I am so fucking proud of you. You've been smoking cigarettes since you were like 13 years old and you finally quit. Who knew it would take an oxygen take and a fear of exploding? And it was just all around just like the best Christmas I could have possibly asked for. Even though I was tired, even though I was traveling from this place to this place to this place and, trying to make time to see everybody, it was still just such a great experience. Puppy break. Puppy break. Look how awkward he is. I love him. You're so awkward, yes you are. Oh, I'm so happy to be home. I think it really takes leaving a place where you get really comfortable and then coming back to it. Oh, like sleeping in a bed that you haven't slept in 2 weeks. There's no greater feeling on the planet. Okay, that's a wrap on this video, this vlog. I know there is absolutely no art in it, and that's so okay with me. As artists and creatives, we all kind of have this workaholic mentality where like, I work 16 hours, but I work 12 hours. Well, I work 24 hours in a row. It's like, no, why are we comparing how hard we're working? Because the whole point of work is to make money. The whole point of money is so that way you can live comfortably. And a part of that living comfortably is being able to take time for yourself and to take a break, especially around the holidays, so you can spend time with those who are most important to you. So I'm proud to say that I've done absolutely nothing in the past 12 days, and it feels so good. All right, next vlog will probably be about a new project that I'm working on for Redbubble. If you guys aren't familiar, Redbubble is a print-on-demand service. So the artists like you and me can go ahead and create a bunch of artwork and send it off to Redbubble, and it can get printed on pillows and sheets and mugs and t-shirts and posters and all types of really cool things, and it doesn't have to cost you anything. And then the other people can go ahead, go on redbubble.com, find your stuff, buy it, and you get a commission for it. And literally all it took was your time to create the artwork. It's pretty awesome. Out of all of the print-on-demand sites, Redbubble is by far my favorite. And they asked me to create a t-shirt for their 11th anniversary of being in business, and I actually get started on that tomorrow. So that'll be what our next vlog is about. You guys get to see my process creating a commercial project, especially that for a company I definitely believe in and that I just really enjoy. So thank you guys so much. I hope you guys all have an amazing new year, and I can't wait to see all the cool projects you make. If you guys haven't already, please consider hitting that subscribe button so you can join our community. I would love to connect with you and just be friends on the internet in real life, even though there's a screen between us. But don't let that stop you. All right, bye guys.
And Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Próspero año y felicidad. Arroz con gandules y pernil.
En inglés.
Arroz con gandules y pernil.
En inglés, papi.
Arroz con gandules y pernil.
Broccoli.
That's how you say it in English.